What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. First of all, forgive me if I sound crappy or look crappy. I've been fighting a cold, and I think I'm over it, but my body's telling me otherwise. But neither here nor there. Want to welcome you if this is your first time. Um, Welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. And today, I didn't even write an intro for this guy because it's like you know him. And if you don't, you should. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while. We have my man Ryan from Movies with Ryan.
I had to break out the Yankees hat, man. How you doing?
Yeah, represent. Love it. That made me feel better right there, just
There
by
you
doing
go.
that. Now
Man, I
tell
hope
them
people
your
know me.
relation. Tell them your
Oh,
relation to the Yankees.
I was going to say, I hope people know who I am. I know I'm not like the best YouTuber or anything like that, but I try to support everybody and I'm around. But Yankees. So I am from Southern Indiana, Evansville to be exact. And that is home of Golden Glove, MVP, first baseman, 1982 is when he got drafted till 1995, Donnie Mattingly.
That's right.
So I've been a
The former
lifelong
captain.
Yankees fan. Yes.
Former captain.
We're also home to Andy Bennis, and I believe one of Mattingly's sons is also in the big league now, or trying to be.
Oh, wow.
So,
Nice. Didn't know that. So,
yep.
as I said in the intro, been looking forward to this conversation. Since I first encountered you, you've been one of my favorite YouTubers. I enjoy your content. I enjoy the variety of your content. Also, your humbleness. I really appreciate that because we don't see that every day.
Nah, I suck. I'm a horrible YouTuber. I just like to get on the
See,
camera and blab.
there's that humility. And
Now,
just a real down-to-earth guy. I like
yeah.
that.
I mean, really, the whole YouTube thing. I mean, it came about. I started watching the battles. I'd been watching Down the Movie and Cinema Sickness forever. They were on the battles with 4K D-Ray. I was like, what is this?
Mm.
So I went back and I started watching everything. I was like, I want to do this. I have a large collection of movies, and I kind of talked to D-Ray. I was like, do I need to have a YouTube channel? Do I need to do Instagram or anything like that? He's like, no, but it would help.
Mm-hmm.
Dove right in, and that's been pretty much it.
That's awesome, man. So the way we do this is we're going to start with a non-movie question, and then we'll get into the movie stuff. Before we do, let's see who's joining us in the chat here. So we have Adrian James. What's up? What's up? Should be a good one. It will be.
I think everybody.
So.
Good.
There's Holland Oates.
Oh yes.
This dude. He was on the Rad Pack on Saturday. He submitted a question, and it surprised everyone to see him and to hear his voice.
Yes.
Lefty, you need to have a conversation with me. I don't care if it's 5 takes, whole gamut. We're going to do this. Get in contact with me. Hit me up on IG. We'll make it happen. What's up, Mika? Good evening.
Mika.
Good evening. We have Michael in the house. We have Mama Blu-ray. Good evening,
hey, Mama
ma'am.
Blu-ray.
Who else? We got Brother Dell and Go Yankees, Donnie Baseball, one of the faves,
Yep.
of course. That's beautiful. And we have Side Hustle Cinema in the house. How's it going, man?
Side Hustle?
All right. So to get started, I'm going to hit you with the non-movie question.
All right.
I like to say that you could tell a lot about a person by their taste in movies. So imagine my pleasant surprise when I saw you flexing with a vinyl copy of MF Doom's Food.
Yes.
Loved it. When I said my level of I like Ryan raised like about that much when I saw that, yeah, for real.
I
but
first caught him through Mad Villainy.
Yeah.
I said I first caught him through the Mad Villainy album, I believe, when he did some stuff with Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which I'm just a big kid. I got to watch the adult cartoon stuff.
Yeah. But if you had to, what would you say that your taste in music conveys about you?
That I can't pinpoint anything that I actually like. I like everything except for basically country. I mean, I listen to Johnny Cash and maybe some of the older stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Probably my least fondest thing is probably 80s music, just because of my older brother and sister. Hair metal bands are not my thing anymore. Nirvana is
They
what
killed you
saved
with it.
me, and yeah. But no, if it sounds good, if it's got a good beat, I listen to it. Gangster, like the mumble rap, I guess is what you would call it nowadays. I'm not really into that, but I listen to everything. I mean, Wu-Tang, MF Doom, Aesop Rock, Beastie Boys, the Eels, Blue October, Manchester
Nice.
Orchestra, the whole gambit.
Soundgarden, I know that.
Yes. Oh God, I can't believe Joe sent me that. That was an amazing,
that
amazing
thing
gift.
looked awesome. Did you listen to it yet?
I put it on that night to see how it sounded, because I love live albums, and live albums can be hit or miss, and it
Right.
sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Talking about Saturday night on the Rad Pack, Garrett said that I wrote a comment saying I don't have enough room to describe my taste in music, and he's like, that guy's into everything. And just an example of that, last night I was listening to like 70s and 80s R&B samples, so different songs that ended up being a hip hop sample somewhere. But today I was listening to groove metal, which is like hardcore metal music. My friend is in a group called Beer Blood, and I was listening to their 2019 album. So I literally am all over the place.
You said Beer Blood?
Yes.
I'm getting a piece of paper out there. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, you could find it on like Spotify or Apple Music, so it's easy to
I'm
find.
always looking for new music.
Yeah, I will say listen to the music more than the lyrics on that one.
All right.
Let's get into something I know you like. I'm going to start off just by jumping right into it and asking you, what got you into Asian cinema?
My disdain for horror movies. And I'm sorry, Mika. No, just growing up, we just never watched horror in my family. Like, we never rented it. You know, we grew up in the VHS days. And the few times I did watch horror, like, I think I remember we had a sleepover, me and some friends, and my friend was like, let's watch Jason. And we watched, I don't know if it's 4 or 5. It's one where Feldman, they dig him up in the beginning or something. And we watched it on mute, and it was like the funniest thing I'd ever seen. It wasn't scary at all. So I just didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And then I think it was 86 when Karate Kid came out, and went to the movie theater, seen it, and I fell in love with it. Well, karate dojos started popping up everywhere here in the Midwest, and my mom would let me do karate.
Yeah.
So I wanted more. And then I watched Jackie Chan's Police Story. And then
I just watched that on Saturday.
I got that new Eureka set. Yes.
So do I. The transfers look great.
I popped them in and just scanned through them real quick. They look great. I can't wait to actually sit down and rewatch them again for the first time in probably
3
20
is
years.
the best looking one.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just grew from there. And then like I got into John Woo. You know, I think I got a bootleg VHS copy of Hard Boiled, and I wore that thing out. I love that movie. And it just it grew from there.
What about The Killer?
The Killer, I still like Hard Boiled just a little bit more, but The Killer, I think, is more in depth. It's a better put together movie, I think.
More polished.
Yeah, very much so.
So you mentioned Woo. What are some of your other favorite Asian directors?
I'm so bad with names. Akira Kurosawa, if I want to go classic. Ozu, Mizoguchi. There we go. I want to say Mizoguchi for some reason. Mizoguchi, you know, from the classic stuff. But my probably most favorite new age ones are like Takashi Miike and Park Chan-wook. And I'm trying to. There's another Korean one that's done some movies. Who did I Saw the Devil? That's man, I'm bad with names. You know, as much as I like Asian cinema, I'm very bad with names.
Yeah. That is Kim Jae-woon.
Yeah, Kim Jae-woon. He's done some other stuff that's been really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ji Woon Kim or Kim Ji Woon, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But he uses Lee Byung Hung in a few of his movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, The Good, the
I
Bad, the
like.
Weird, The Tale of Two Sisters, A Bittersweet Life, all great movies.
Mm-hmm. I've made the transition to like favoring more South Korean movies than like the traditional Japanese Yazuka films or the Chinese martial arts films. There's just something special about it, and what I really like about what's coming out, at least popular enough for us in the Western Hemisphere to experience, is that it's not just a single genre. It crosses so many boundaries, so many
Yes.
genres. So it's almost like I can appreciate something like The Thirst or Parasite as much as I could appreciate something coming out of the US.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. Japan, classical post-war movies, samurai movies, I like that stuff. China,
Hmm.
of course, martial arts, but Korea, what I like about their movies is their bluntness. They don't have the Hollywood endings.
Hmm.
If two dudes are going after each other and they're going, one of them's determined to kill the other dude, one of them's going to die. I mean, there's no, and the twists are always great, and there's just never really any happy endings in it. I know it kind of sounds twisted, but it's just so not American movie, and it's so great.
Yeah. And not a lot of exposition either. It's like story, 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 story. There's
Yeah,
like nothing
and
wasted.
action, 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 action. If it's going to be an action flick, once it gets to to the story, tells you the basis of it, then okay, the rest of this movie is going to be somebody getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, pretty much. And I like that because, if something is, quote unquote long, like 2 hours plus, there's a lot of story in there. It's not like there's a
Yes.
lot of filler. If I was to see a Korean film with a lot of filler, I'd be surprised because that's not what they're known for. It's like to the point.
Yeah, and they're realistic about it too, because like you watch American movies, somebody gets shot, they're like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound or
It's a
whatever," and
flesh wound.
yeah, or if somebody gets beat down, like it actually like it's doesn't hurt them. But I mean, I've seen plenty of Korean movies where the dude gets beat down and
They're
it's
down.
more realistic to life.
Yeah,
It's
that's for sure. While I have you in
like
a good mood, let's talk about your love, or at least your recent love for Best Buy.
Jesus, I still haven't resolved it with him. I haven't even bothered to go back to even try to talk to that manager, even see what's going on. I should have heard something back by now.
Hmm.
Nothing. The last time I went in there and I talked to a different manager, he's like, "Have you tried to make an order yet?" I said, "No," because if I try to make an order, then you take the money on my account and then you hold my money for a week. I'm not going to give you all a hold on, $35, $40, whatever I buy, just to see if you guys have
Hmm.
fixed my issue. I want an answer. And
Right.
they will not give me a phone number to anybody to talk to. They will not give me a complaint line number to talk to. I mean, I'm going to end up having to write an email, and it's just ridiculous. I go from, oh, there's something wrong with your bank account, to that I'm a quantity abuser, that my PayPal that I've been using for like 20, however long PayPal's been around, 20 some odd years now,
Yeah.
is a fraud account, and I'm a business transaction person. I'm like, you guys just make stuff up because you're tired of me
For
calling.
real.
And I'm not nice. I've gotten to the point where I'm just not nice anymore. Like I'll call you, like, you can't fix my problem. I want to talk to a manager. You can never
Hmm.
talk to a manager. They'll never transfer you to another department, and you can't get another phone number out of them. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I've come to the
I
point
hate
even
Best
before I
Buy.
saw that video, I've never seen you upset like that. And like I
Yeah.
I was like taken aback. I was like, oh my. But
Yeah.
I've gotten
And
to the point if I can't get it in person from Best Buy, I'll get it somewhere else. Or I'll just try to walk in on Tuesday and get it because ordering from them is always a roll of the dice.
And since I'm a steelbook collector, it makes it even worse because I'm starting to miss out on stuff. Like I
Hmm.
wasn't going to buy the Lost Boys and Poltergeist on steelbook just because I thought the slipcovers looked better. And I was like, no, man,
Terrible.
if I don't get the steelbooks, I'll feel bad. So I
Yeah.
decided to do it. And then that was right in the middle of when everything was going on. And I ended up missing Bullet Train, which is like my second favorite movie of the year. So I had to order that
Mm,
from Zabi and hope to God it didn't get destroyed on the way over here, which it didn't, fortunately.
good.
It's just one thing after another, and you can't get an answer out of them. and they're moving
Yeah.
away from physical media. It's like they just don't care
They
anymore.
care. They don't care.
So yeah, I was
Well,
fired. I was
yeah,
fired
yeah, I
up.
know you were fired up. I was like, this was a one take video because he was hot.
Yeah, all
Let's
my videos are one
transition.
take almost. Almost all of my videos are one take. But yeah,
Since you just mentioned it, what got you into Steelbooks?
um, so when I started transitioning from DVD to Blu-ray,
Hmm.
it was like 2015, 16, somewhere around in there. And I made the mistake of just selling off all my DVDs. I made a list of what I had, what I wanted, and I sold them all off. And I didn't, at that time, I really didn't know about out of print and stuff that was not on Blu-ray and all that. So I started going to Best Buy when they still had a physical media collection and replacing them with Blu-rays. And I walked in one day and they had the Kill Bill 1 and 2 Steelbooks. And I think they were like $8.99 or something like that. I was like, cool, I need both these movies on Blu-ray. These look awesome. And then like I went back the next week and I think Snatch came out about the same time, the first Snatch Steelbook. And I really love that. That's like my favorite Guy Ritchie movie. So I picked
Me
that
too.
up and then it snowballed from there. Like every Steelbook I could find, I started buying, which is, I think, a habit a lot of Steelbook collectors do at first. They'll just buy
Hmm.
anything and everything. And now I've turned more into a curator. Like I'm cautious of what I'm buying now and all that. But yeah, it really was Kill Bill 1 and 2 and just that transition from DVD to Blu-ray that sold it. I mean, they're art is what they
Yeah,
are. And,
yeah.
the limited edition, even though here in the last year we found out that they were just going to start reprinting stuff.
Hmm. Well, I
You
kind of
know,
figured that because of Lionsgate. If you look really close on the side of Lionsgate, it says
yeah,
first printing. If they're
yeah,
going to take the time to put something so minute on the side, that must mean there's second printings coming after that.
yeah. And honestly, I was mad about it at first.
Hmm.
I'm on I'm on Reddit all the time under the Steelbook subreddit, and I see what people are buying and all that, and people always complaining about, oh, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting this. So it's kind of in a good way for collectors, but in a bad way, it loses that limited thing. So now
Hmm.
that's why I'm being a little bit more cautious. I am starting to buy a little bit more special edition stuff from overseas and all that, a little bit more than I normally would.
Yeah, because once it's gone, it's gone. There's exclusivity to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without having you going and pulling stuff from your library, do you have a couple of favorite steelbooks?
Um, Probably my wanted steelbook. It's coming up in the last of my 365 days of steelbooks, but it's I want to say it was like a European release, but it's got the bullet coming up that's super embossed with the blood coming off of it. Like I love that
Oh,
one.
nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice. The I Saw the Devil, I picked that up. That was a gorilla that I wanted for a long time, and I got that in a very good trade, which I was happy
Hmm.
about that. And then like My Secret Life of Walter Mitty steelbook. It's one of my low key like favorite movies. I don't think gets enough appreciation. And
Hmm.
I searched out a very certain copy of it where he's like in the space suit and all this stuff, and it looks really nice.
That's one I definitely need to rewatch because I remember seeing it, and sometimes you're just not in the right frame of mind to watch a movie,
Yeah,
and I have to go back to it for
it's
sure.
a beautifully shot movie. I mean, the
Hmm.
cinematography and it's great. The story's great, but I mean, a lot of people I think are turned off because it's Ben Stiller. But I really like Ben Stiller, especially when he does like the directing and acting.
Hmm.
And it's I don't know. I like the movie.
Like Mystery Men or Tropic Thunder.
Yes. I
Yeah.
still need to watch that 4K of Tropic Thunder. I popped it in and
Oh, it's
scanned through it real
awesome.
quick, and it looks fantastic,
It's
but I
awesome.
need to rewatch it again.
Especially if you're coming from having the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray almost looked blurry at times, and you're like,
Yeah.
I thought it was like dropping down like in transfer speed or whatever. But I mean, you could randomly just press pause at any point and it just looked blurry. That's all gone now. It's amazing. It's all
Good.
gone. So it looks
Good.
really
I
good.
know a lot of people were mad that their director's cut wasn't in 4K. And I
It's
got
still
into a
there.
conversation. Yeah, it's still there. And
Yeah.
I got into a conversation with somebody. At one point, I could have swore Ben Stiller said that he preferred the theatrical cut.
You did?
But then apparently back in like 2017 or 18, he had put a tweet out saying he liked the director's cut. He was answering
Hmm.
somebody asking
He
him.
changed his mind, or
Yeah,
someone
but
changed it.
yeah, and I think I've heard that he likes the theatrical cut more recently than 2016. So, but either way, I mean,
Hmm.
it's a great movie. I mean, what they
Yeah,
tackle on that, and then just the comedy in it's great.
I'm surprised you didn't mention your Her One Click. That's actually one of my favorites from your collection.
Yes, there's a
Is
lot. Yeah,
that the
no, it's
most you
lost
ever
in
paid for a
translation.
movie?
What's that?
I said, is that the most you ever paid for a movie?
So for a one click, no. With shipping and handling and everything, I bought the Gangs of New York. I think it's
Mm,
Manalab. It's either Manalab or
hmm.
Kimchi, and I think that ran about 150 or $60. The Her I actually got a really good deal on. I got the actual lenticular for like $90, and the guy threw the box in for like $25, and it was free
Mm,
shipping, so that wasn't bad.
yeah,
And then my single standalone steelbook is my, where is it? Lost in Translation. The poster's got a
yeah,
glare on it. Uh,
that's a good one too. I like
yeah,
that.
and that was I think my most expensive at like $100 plus shipping, which it's a extremely limited Zavi exclusive when they actually had exclusives, but it's Lost in Translation. Another movie I love.
I keep saying I'm waiting to figure out what's the movie that I would splurge and get like a One Click or Mantalab or Nova Media for, and it has to be something I absolutely adore. And one movie we share in common is actually coming out with a new, I think it's a Nova Media, and it's Into the Spider-Verse. And I'm like, that would be one I would get.
Yeah. Yeah. We just yeah, there it is. Yeah, we
Yeah,
just released that. I think the group buys just got their copies, and it may already be sold out, but yeah, I thought about buying that one. I love Into the
yeah,
Spider-Verse.
so do I. So do I. Any advice with someone besides don't do it? Looking to get into the premium boutique labels or like the one clicks Mantalab environment.
Be choosy,
Hmm.
and the stuff sells out quickly majority of the time, especially the group like Wheat and Blue Fans. You can only buy through Media Psychos or there's another group buy or Blu-rays, 4Ks, whatever his J Fox. I got
Yeah,
a sticker right up here somewhere.
he's
No, no,
another
no.
one I need to get on here because
Yeah,
he's kind of dope. I like him.
yeah. He does group buys as well, and he can get stuff too. But if it's already sold out, just be choosy and look around. Look on Macari. Look on YouTube. Look on Facebook. And there's like 2 or 3 different Steelbook premium Facebook groups. And of course, JFox. I think he can probably source just about anything
Hmm.
if he really tries. So be choosy and look for a deal. I
Yeah,
mean, you'll have 1 or 2 people are trying to scout prices, but for the most part, the true collectors know the value. They know what they can mark it up and still make money off of it.
hmm.
So it's
There's
just be choosy.
Yeah, there's one label I unfortunately found out they have ceased production that I really like their design, and that's Everything Blue. So
Yes.
I've seen their Psycho, I've seen their Schindler's List, and I'm like, I would splurge for some of these, but at the same time, now that they're defunct, their retail value probably shot up as well.
Yeah, I made a mistake. The first thing I bought from them was the Cornetto trilogy, and I just bought
Mm,
the standalone steelbooks instead of the nice a limited edition packages. And I wish I would have bought them now, but they were like, I think I paid maybe $130 total for all 3, and the editions were like $90 a piece or $75 a piece. So I didn't want to spend the extra money, and I should have. But I
yeah.
just picked up the Black Klansmen that Zabi was selling. They still had what was left over from them.
Hmm.
Really nice edition.
Yeah. And I love that movie too. All
I
right, we have
still haven't
one.
watched it all the way through. Have
You
not
should.
watched it all the way
It's a
through.
good one. It's a good
Yes.
one. We have one more before we get to the five takes,
All
and
right.
it's actually a two-parter. So, um, I will ask you, what's one thing you've come to like about this movie collecting community, and also one thing you've come to dislike?
The accessibility to people. it doesn't matter what time of the night, what time of the day. If you got a question or you want to know where somebody got something, or if you want to collaborate with somebody, or if bounce ideas off somebody, almost everybody, answers fairly quickly. I've only had one issue with one person, but that's here or there. As far as disliking it, I don't think there's anything I really dislike. When I really start kind of getting bored of something, like you can see the shifts in the collectors and the YouTubers and on Instagram, like everybody's doing this for a little bit. And then you can tell people are starting to get weared out, and then people start doing this. And so there is cycles to it. So you can kind of get annoyed by like mass consumption of the same thing. Like this is Criterion month. I love Criterion. And I usually do a bunch of stuff for Criterion, which I'm cutting back this month just because of I don't need to be spending $300 on Criterion right now. I've still got 40 movies I need to watch. Even though if you watch my Wednesday's video, I'm not happy with myself. Coming out Wednesday, Criterion video. But it's cyclic. So you can kind of get wore out and tired of the phases. But if you really start focusing on stuff, staying in a lane, and it helps out. And if you got to take a break, take a break. That's why whenever I started, I said I'm going to do a video a week. I'm not huge on social media. I kind of get on my girlfriend a lot because she's on her phone a lot, and that was one thing I tried not to do, was be on my phone all the time.
Yeah,
but it's kind of hard to do when you're a content creator and you got people out there. And I try to support everybody. When I'm at work, I drive a lot. Like I drive about 200 miles a day at work, and I listen to I pull up my subscriptions on my YouTube and I go, okay, boom, he's got a new video today. He's got one. Oh, I missed this one yesterday. And it's playing while I'm going. And I hate the fact that I don't like every video or I don't comment on every video, but I'm watching videos. So if you're out there and you don't think I'm paying attention to you, I am. Not that I'm like somebody super important, but I try to watch as much as possible and support as much as possible.
It's funny. I never thought about it, but people like Bob Schoolrays and Tim Talks Talkies, they're on the move a lot, and you all say the same thing, that you listen to YouTube videos. I didn't realize that I have a listenable YouTube channel because for the most part, it's something you don't need to see our lovely faces, but you could literally listen to it like a podcast or something. So I'm like,
and that's why I love these conversations. I love this. I love Plydex's 2s, like the 5. I love when he does that. The world's biggest collectors and stuff like that. Being able to listen to stuff and just hear things, and it doesn't always have to be about movies, but hearing it helps out a lot. There are people I know that I watch that I know that their stuff's very visual, so I save them for when I do get home and I get a little bit of downtime. My phone's being stupid, but it's just, you got to know your limits too. I mean, I've got 2 small kids and a girlfriend and a house and a mortgage and a car payment and a job, and I can't be doing this 24/7.
So you're an adult.
Yeah, unfortunately. The posters behind me don't tell me that, but no.
That's okay. We love what we love.
Yes.
Let's check out these comments before we get into the 5 takes. So we left off here. My man Culture Trainee's in the house.
Culture. I want to see his whole collection one day. I know he had a big collection, and he's gotten rid of a bunch of stuff, and he's gotten a bunch more, and he's curated, and he's a person I would like to see just go, here's all my shit.
He posted, I think, his Criterion shelf the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you better stop teasing me with that nonsense. Show me everything.
Yeah.
I don't care you don't do YouTube videos. You need to make a video of that. Make it on Instagram. I don't care.
That's why, like Tony, every time I see Tony, which Tony's a great guy. That guy is up at 3 a.m, and he is on YouTube and everything until 11 o'clock at night. Yeah. And when people were seeing him go in that other room, I was like, I've seen the video. I know what's in that other room. You guys need to go to YouTube and watch it.
I almost, when I had the conversation with him, I was almost going to be like, take us in the other room. Let's see what's there. But I didn't prepare him for that, so I wasn't going to ask. Yeah. We got Jay Rick in the house. What's up?
What's going on?
Brother Dell says, wait, Ryan likes MF Doom? That's right, all caps.
Yes. Yes.
Already high respect level just skyrocketed. Of course. Of course.
He's just got that flow that kind of throws you off. And I watched an interview with him one time, and he said that he'll deliberately leave words out as he's doing his bars because he knows his audience can fill those in.
Yeah, your mind fills it in.
Yeah, but it's just that what makes his unique style, and I just love it.
Beer Blood is a fantastic name. BEAR is an even better name, J. Rick. Think grizzly bear. The blood of a grizzly bear. I agree, Mika. We need to find you the right horror movie, Ryan.
You know, I watched The Wailing recently, and I was thoroughly impressed with that. I like good. House, which is, of course, Japanese. I like horror.
It's just not your favorite.
Yeah, I'm not neck deep in it like some people like, oh my God, have you seen that new Walmart DVD with that cover of that horror movie? It looks so, it's like, no, dude.
You know what? Yeah. I'll give horror fans this credit. They're the ones that are really pushing forward the physical media community as far as like keeping things coming out and everything. We agree, Del. Michael says Killer is better, but Bullet in the Head was amazing. Was that an Asian director?
It's John Woo. It's another John Woo. I think it's John Woo. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's John Woo.
Way bold.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. We agree. Jordan says, I'm actually for the first time ever really diving into more Hong Kong cinema and loving it so far. Started with the Arrow Shaw Brothers set. Volume 2 coming soon. You have any other suggestions for Jordan?
So for martial arts stuff, Jackie Chan, I would get into anything and everything of him. He's great across the board. And Sammo Hung. I know a lot of people don't talk about him. Longtime collaborator with Jackie. We may talk about him in a little bit. Great martial artist and comedic. There's Kenny Levels. I love it. I've slowly just made small cracks about him all year, and every live stream I was on, like
we love
the
Ken,
Apex. Oh yeah,
we love Ken. Yes, your 365 days of Steelbook. I was gonna write to you the other day and say I know for a while it was like a little touch and go to keep it up, but you're at the finish line, man. You did it.
The Sunday I took. I think I had 46 days left, 46 or 56 days left I hadn't taken pictures of. And I buckled down. I came up here. I took pictures of everything I needed. I've got everything edited down and the date put on them. And now I just got to switch them in Canva into IG post form. Because I think I've only got 2 days left on my phone ready to go. And then once I edit all those, they'll be ready for the rest of the year. So, and I did not make it through my whole collection. So I still got some left.
I had a Steelbook addiction when I bought 50. Not for nothing. That's a pretty good looking Steelbook. I have to admit it. I can't front.
It is. Mandy and Prisoners of Ghostland, 2 other movies that aren't great. Mandy's good. Prisoner of Ghostland, not good, but great looking Steelbooks.
I'm not going to say it again, Mika. I'm just waiting.
I was thinking today, I was
in the house
watching something with her in it or reading something, and something about a zombie apocalypse came up in my head. I was like, if I ever was in a zombie apocalypse, I would want Mika and Kira on my team for some reason. I don't know why. I just think they would kick butt.
They're prepared.
And they'd bring the tea.
And we need that daily.
Yeah.
What's up, monkey?
The monkey.
Oh man, always. What's up, Steve?
What's going on? Oh, he's got a Dropkick Murphys shirt on.
I love it.
Love DMK.
A lot of good people in the chat tonight. Let's see. Did I catch everybody? Nerd of the 80s. What's up? Wailing is a good one.
Yeah. I was thoroughly impressed with it. It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be, but it was very on the edge, like what's going to happen. Loved it.
Yeah. Some love for Houseu.
Yes.
It is wacky, but it's also fun.
Yes, it is. It hasn't came out yet, but I had an interview with John Pledex2 the other day, and we talked
hmm
about that. And I was like, I've never been on LSD, but I imagine being on LSD would be like House.
hmm
So
hmm There you go. Some more Sammo
yes,
Hung love. Still need to get into 88 films.
yes, a lot of good
They're doing a
titles. They
good
got a lot
job.
of, yeah, but I'm kind of mad because Shout Select just announced that Jackie Chan set that's got like I think 6 movies in it, and there's like 3 of them, 88 films just put out within the last year and a half.
hmm
So now I'm gonna have to double dip. I'm breaking a rule.
Yeah. Sometimes rules are made to be broken.
Yeah, they are.
All right, let's get into the 5 takes. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
You ready? You ready? Cool.
I got to get hydrated first.
Please, I'll do the same.
Yeah. Somebody actually said that to me. How much water do you drink during your live streams whenever you're on them? I usually have 4 bottles of water and a Gatorade with me whenever I'm on a live stream.
Yeah, I do like about 36 ounces in an hour. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna start with number 1. Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
So I got lucky as a kid. My mom really didn't have to work. My dad was a pipe fitter, union pipe fitter. We
hmm
were decent middle class. Southern Indiana's fairly cheap to live in. So she always took me to the movies because my brother and sister are 9 and 10 years older than me. So they were pretty much out of the house when I was growing up. So I got to see movies a lot. And I loved movies, but the very first movie that I fell in love with that I went to the movie theater multiple times to see was The Crow.
Yeah.
1994. I think I seen this 8 or 9 times in the movie theater.
Wow.
Of course, I loved Bruce Lee. Knowing Brandon Lee died in this, and it was a movie that hit me at the perfect time. I was 15. I think it was 14 or 15 whenever it came out. My birthday's right in the middle of the year, so I don't remember exactly when it fell, but it launched me into adulthood, watching adult movies. I had owned the graphic novel by James O'Barr for a couple years
hmm
beforehand, and when they said it was coming out, I was like, great. And then when I watched the movie, just fell in love with it and just watched it repeatedly. I watched it at least once or twice a year. Still waiting on a 4K. Somebody, Arrow.
Some I could see Arrow doing it. I could also see someone like Second Sight doing it.
Second
But
Sight, yeah, that would be nice too.
yeah, just to have some extras on it and maybe get some people to do some original interviews or something like that. That'd be really cool. But
And I know they're thinking
probably a
about
studio
rebooting it.
license thing.
Yeah. Paramount, is it Paramount or Line? I think it's Paramount that owned this.
Mm.
I don't think this has it on it because this is a Japanese release. No. But I know they're rebooting it, or they've been talking about it, and they said something about Skarsgård being in it. I'm all for it. I think he would fit the character close to the original graphic novel, so it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Even worse. Miramax Dimension, so it's the
Oh,
mouse.
okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll have to be sold off for somebody. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they've been having other companies do stuff for them, like low key.
Right.
So
Yeah. Maybe if Wally does well this month, could be put out by Criterion. You never know.
and I read an article about that deal is not a deal like people think it is or something. I'm not
hmm
sure what I know it's not like an exclusive Disney contract. It's just Criterion being, hey, we think this is an important movie, so we're putting it out.
Yeah.
So we'll
We'll
see.
see. We'll see. In the meanwhile, number 2, name 5 of your favorite films.
Got them all in front of me. I had to bring
I
them
love
up.
it.
Bringing Out the Dead
Talk
needs a
about needing a
Criterion
4K.
release. Yes. Martin Scorsese, 1999. I was in the medical field for 15 years. I worked ambulance for 3.5 years. And this movie it hits with me hard. Burnout paramedic, working mid-90s, summer, New York. Great cast. I mean, you got Patricia Arquette, Nicolas Cage, Ving Rhames, Tom Sizemore, and I always forget the singer's name. John Goodman's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, who is the one guy? He plays the homeless guy. I can never remember his name. Either way.
I don't know why I want to say Harry Connick Jr. and I know it's not.
It's not. He's Latino, I think. Either way, great movie. I mean, it really... Mark Anthony. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think he's Latino, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. But really just it hit home. It's a good movie. It's funny. It's dark. And I think it should be on the Criterion. I mean, they've got everything else Scorsese, I think, on there. So should have it. So that's
when Kino announced that partnership with Paramount, that was the first thing I said. I was like, please, I would love a Kino of that movie. That would be great.
Yeah, Kino. I mean, Kino would be a great avenue, and Criterion, I think, would be a little bit more likely, but we'll see. Maybe one day.
What's your second?
Of course, number 2. This is my favorite movie. I'm just going to say it again, The Crow. Even though I always say the third act in this is kind of weak, the first 2/3 of this movie is awesome, and it's got my favorite soundtrack ever. Best 90s soundtrack ever. Ever.
Ever. Ever?
Ever. Forever, ever. We'll go to number 3, though. I'll go ahead and throw some Asian stuff in there. My favorite samurai movie, Takashi Miike's 13 Assassins. Have you ever seen this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a badass movie.
35 minutes, 45 minutes is exposition. They tell you the story. They tell you why they want to kill this dude, why there's only 13 assassins, and what they're going to do. And then it is a bloodbath after that. This movie is just awesome, nonstop.
You mentioned the exposition. I don't mind that kind because it builds up to what's about to happen. It gives you background and it builds toward the melee that follows it.
Yes.
A lot of times you get expositions in the middle and it's kind of like just a expand story.
You got 45 minutes and then you got, I forget how long this movie is. I think it's 100 and some odd minutes long, like 118 or 108 minutes long. So like first 45 minutes is storytelling and then the last 60 minutes of it is just bloodbath and you get a good payoff in it. Love it.
Good movie.
A movie I think people talk about a little bit, but not a whole lot, which I mean, you already have my list, so you know what it is, but Collateral. Probably my favorite Tom Cruise movie ever. I think he's a really good dramatic actor. He can be a really good bad guy. I was hoping he would finish up with Mission Impossible and just be done with it and go back to more roles like this. Because I love this. I love Vanilla Sky. But and I really wish they would have kept the original ending where he actually wins and Jamie Foxx loses. But very good movie. Very good story. And he is just a total badass in this.
Yep. I love it. He's like so calculating and he's like the perfect bad guy.
Yeah. Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Like, he's very thoughtful and calculated. Yeah. I love that.
And he put the work in. I don't have it's got good behind the scenes too, where it actually shows him doing all the gun training and all that, and all the hand-to-hand combat, and he makes it so realistic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I have the regular 4K, so it has all that stuff on there. Pretty cool.
Oh, it's got a 4K disc in it. This is one of the ones that I added the 2-disc holder into it, and I threw the 4K into it.
Nice.
And then finally, we talked about both these gentlemen just earlier. This is probably my favorite Sammo Hung, Jackie Chan movie, Dragons Forever. Not my favorite Jackie Chan movie, but with him and Sammo Hung in this, the choreography, the fights in this is just awesome. It's actually got a halfway decent story to it, which most of Jackie Chan's movies, like the later 80s, early 90s stuff, just didn't have a whole lot of story to it.
Yeah.
And every fight scene in this is just completely unique, completely different. And Jackie and Sammo choreographed some of the best fighting I've ever seen in a movie. But Dragons Forever. I think this gets a 4K, comes out next week or the week after, I believe.
Nice. I didn't realize that. That's one
But
I probably haven't owned since like DVD days. So, and I don't even have that copy right now. So,
yeah, this is
might be worth
I
the
think
upgrade.
88. Yeah, this is the 88 films version.
Yeah,
But yeah, Jackie Chan, I love him. Probably my favorites are The Drunken Master 1 and 2, and then Police
nice.
Story, and then that. It's probably like if I want to go 1, 2, 3.
Hmm. Nice. All right. Going on to number three, everyone's favorite. Name a classic movie that everyone loves, but you can't stand.
So I'm not. Yes, I watch Kurosawa, and I watch like a lot of the older Japanese stuff, and I'm branching out in the Criterion Collection, looking at it like France, and I watched an Iranian movie for the first time ever this year, and I next year my goal is to try to start watching more older stuff like silent films, Hitchcock, and all that.
Hmm.
But since it's the holiday seasons, like Miracle on 34th Street and It's a Wonderful Life just don't do it for me. And I know people love those movies. And
Ooh, I hope my wife's not watching. Those are her two
I'm
favorite
sorry.
Christmas movies.
I'm also not a big Christmas person. I've gotten better
Okay.
since I've had kids, but I've always been a
Hmm.
bah humbugger. Like it's cold, it's miserable, everybody wants to do stuff, it's expensive and all that.
Yep.
So Christmas movies, like National Lampoons and A Christmas Story. That's like my two favorite, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
I was making an observation with both Mel and with Ken that those two movies, A Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation, very nostalgic based as far as the fans of it. It's like if you didn't grow up watching those movies all the time and you're now coming to it, it's hard for you to see the hype behind it. But I assume that it would probably be the same thing with It's a Wonderful Life and Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah,
And I didn't grow up with those two movies. I didn't grow up watching A Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation. I didn't have cable or anything like that. So by the time I had it and, they had the 24 hours of A Christmas Story, that's probably the first time I watched it was on TBS or whatever channel that was that does it every year. But
I think it's
um,
TBS. Yeah,
yeah, but I caught it from the middle, but that's the kind of movie you could catch from anywhere and just like watch it on repeat. So, but
and
yeah.
Christmas Story's got kind of a tie to my area too. Even the
Hmm.
town that it's based in is fictional, but it would be realistically about 45 minutes to an hour away from where I live. And they talk about Terre Haute and Griffin.
Hmm.
Griffin's like literally right down the highway from me, and Terre Haute's like 45 minutes away from me. So it's like I've said it before on somebody. It's kind of like a homey feel movie. So like those references in there, and it kind of like the setting reminds me of what our town used to look like back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So it's really
Hmm.
it's kind of homey.
Let's flip that and go to number four. Name a critically hated movie that you love. Oh, he's got it ready. Go for
Oh
it.
yeah, Sucker Punch. I love this movie. I know
I
so many
still
people
got to
hate
finish
this.
watching that.
Yeah, people, oh, it's confusing. It's stupid. Oh, it's sexist. I hate the director. There's no story to it. This movie, just turn your mind off and watch some girls kick some ass, for Christ's sake.
Nice.
Like, it's just awesome. It's a dream. She's dreaming. She's had the lobotomy, and it's all a dream. That's all you need to know. Watch them kick ass. I mean, look, it's a giant mech suit with a bunny on it, for Christ's sake. How can you not love this movie?
I promise you, one day I will finish watching that and I will let you know. I'm starting this series called So I Watch That Thing, where I finally go back all these conversations, people suggest movies, and I'm like, oh, I never seen that. Oh, you should watch that. Or I'll say, oh, I never finished watching that. Like, what is the case here? And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch that, and then you'll be on a future episode of So I Watched That Thing because
It's a
I
good
got to.
movie. And I completely understand why people do not like it.
Hmm.
The story's not real thick. It is kind of confusing. It is they go with, in and out of dreamlike states versus reality, and they kind of don't really tie up loose ends, or they don't really tell you what's going on. But I mean, the first scene, she's got a katana and she's whooping these two gigantic, you know, Ronin with a machine gun and a I forget what a spear. It's just awesome.
I think that's what it is. It's like getting caught up in the visuals and the action, and that's all there is to the movie.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen. And then finally, before we go back to the comments, number 5, and this is getting harder now because I'm getting a lot of people on the conversation. So who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
I've watched all your conversations. I'm 100% certain you have not had him on here. I do not think that anybody's mentioned him. I've been on a live stream with him. We were on James's Arrows for Newbies. David, Film Collector Archive.
Don't know him.
He's got a really good boutique collection, very knowledgeable, puts out good stuff on YouTube, and he's an all-around nice guy. Like I said, I met him for the first time on James's stream. We had a good time. And I've been following him ever since. But yeah, David, Film Collector Archive.
Nice. I've been trying to catch up a lot with the various people that people have recommended. So for example, Sledgehammer Horror, I've been watching them. Great husband and wife team whose last name actually is Sledge. And they do everything from movie reviews to interviews with people. Like they had the little teenage girl who was in Terrifier 2, not assuming that you saw it or anything, but you know, it's a good variety of content, and I like that. So yeah, I will add David to the list, and if you have any connection with him and could put the bug in his ear, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, I can do that. I'll send him a message.
Cool.
Now like I said, he's got a really good boutique collection. He's very more of a curator. He has more of a curated collection. I don't want to call him a curator. I don't like calling people curators because it sounds like they're like, oh, this is my precious. You can't touch it. We don't watch anything. It's all in cellophane, you know. But yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Hey, by the amount of unopened movies I have recently, I feel more like a curator.
Yeah, I open everything because nowadays with QC, you just never know.
I know. It's so terrible. Let's catch up on these comments. We lost a few of them here. All right, here we go. Back to Culture Trini. He says a region fee player is a must.
Bought one last year. Never looked back. Best thing I bought.
Which one do you have?
I went to Sony. 220 Electronics and I bought the cheapest model they had. I bought a Sony, I think it's like the SB 1700 or something like that. But at the time they were running a deal. And I think I got it shipped out the door for like $125 and it was on my doorstep like 2 days later. Like that was unbelievable.
Mika likes your pick of The Crow.
Such a good movie.
It is a good one. Oh, here's some news. A remake of The Crow has finally finished filming.
Well, that is good to know, Side Hustle. The last I'd heard of it was that they had film tested Jason Momoa, and I'm sorry, people, I hate Jason Momoa. He's a worse version of The Rock. And he just didn't fit it. And when they said Skarsgård, they thought about Skarsgård. I'm like, lanky, he can do the facial stuff, and I just was ready for it. I didn't know they were actually filming. I thought they were still in like photo testing and like ideas and stuff like that. So that's good to know.
Yeah. I was not ready for Bringing Out the Dead. Oh, Bringing Out the Dead Love. Well,
yeah.
If you know me, I'm a Hitchcock and Uncle Marty fan, so always be prepared for a Scorsese reference or Hitchcock reference. For a matter of fact, when you're ready to get into Hitchcock, hit me up because that's a bit of my forte.
Well, my Wednesday's video, it's coming out. There might be something in there that's Hitchcock related because I did do that. Give me some recommendations on IG for blind buys, so we'll see.
Collateral is a great film. Really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
I can't believe Dilated hasn't seen 13 Assassins. It's a good movie, and I'm pretty sure you can buy it from the Dollar Tree for like $1.25.
Nice. Damn Dirty Ape. Liked your recommendation of Zebra Man.
What did you think of it, Damn Dirty Ape? Because I can tell you right now, it's freaking weird. It's a dude dressed up as a zebra fighting crime.
Put that response down there. One of my favorite Tom Cruise roles. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Legend of Drunken Master is Drunken Master 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's Drunken Master, then Legend of the Drunken Master, or I hate it because Warner Brothers just put out part 2, I think it was, and they changed the title on it to the American title, and I was pissed. I was because when I got it, I'm like, wait a minute, did I just buy the same movie I already own? And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, they gave it the American title, and I was so mad.
Nope, no slander here. Just
Nope.
not a favorite. It's like I said, it's if you grew up with it, it's something that stays with you. So like a good example of that is for my kids, they grew up with Elf. So Elf is a given. Every year we got to watch it because that's their jam. Jim Powers in the house. It's a Wonderful Life is nostalgia for me, always on the screen during holidays. Same thing here.
And I haven't watched either one of them in probably 15, 20 years. I'm sure now that I'm an adult above 40 now, like it probably would have a different meaning to me,
Oh yeah.
more impactful, but
The same thing with like Jingle All the Way. It's a terrible movie, but I understand that trying to find that toy for your kid. I think the last time was when the Wii came out. Man,
oh yeah.
I drove like 40 minutes to like 8 towns over just to try to find that stupid thing. And somebody was hooking me up, and I still felt stressed trying to get a Wii.
I had that frustration last Christmas. My kid loves Pokemon and he loves Pikachu, and they came out with that like a Pikachu card
Hmm.
set for Pokemon. I think I went to 40 different places and ended up having to buy it off a scalper off eBay to get it. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. It's horrible.
Yeah. There's some love for Sledgehammer Horror. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. You should check it out.
I don't know if you've had this issue lately with your algorithm on YouTube with your video watching. Have you just like completely had people that you normally watch just drop off, even though they're putting out videos?
Mm-mm.
Like
No.
I haven't, even if I got bell notifications on, I don't, I've upgraded or updated my YouTube again, but even people I have bell notifications on to remind me that they got a video coming out, they're not even popping up, or I'll get them
That's
like
weird.
3 days later. So I don't know what's
Huh.
going on with the mobile app.
Yeah. To answer your question, Monkey, I'm skipping comments because a lot of them is conversational or just a response to what someone previously said. I'm just trying to hit the ones in between that are like highlights. Otherwise, we could be here another half hour. I'm just trying to be respectful of everyone's time. Just so Jingle All the Way. Loved it. Touch Me in all the dad places. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just a different approach. Let's see. All right. You didn't get your response from Dirty Ape, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
No, I know exactly what it is. It's a freaking weird movie. It's Takashi Miike. The man's
yeah,
known
that's
for
all you
just
got to
straight
say.
weirdness. Yeah.
That's all you got to say. But until you get your response, I want to thank you for your time. This was a blast. I hope you thought so too.
Oh yeah. I've
I
been
told
waiting to
you,
do this for a while. I
told you, an
thought you
hour
were
goes
just
by
ignoring me,
fast.
but
An hour goes by fast. No, no
yeah,
ignoring.
no.
No. I
I'm
just had spooky season. You weren't jumping
yeah.
in there.
No, I'm not doing spooky season. I'm also an easy person. Like, hey, you got a time you can do this? Yeah, I'll do it. Like, I'm not one of those like out of reach people. So
Hmm. And I appreciate that. Flexibility is always respected.
yep.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. Yeah, Zebra Man
Oh,
2, he takes on a zebra is a female zebra crime lord with like other zebra henchmen, and it's even weirder than the first one. So
oh my gosh.
yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna skip over Holland for a minute. Culture Trini got his stack of Christmas movies ready to go. If you guys saw Tim Talks Talkies did the top 25 for horror, just letting you know ahead of time he's doing a Christmas one. You heard it here first, or maybe second. So try to start gathering your list of your favorite top 25 holiday movies, we'll call it, and
He,
get ready to submit that once he puts it out there.
He asked me to be on that. He's like, "You want to be part of that live stream? You haven't been on one of mine in a while." I said, "Man, I hate to break it to you,
Not
but
that
I
one.
effing hate Christmas." I said, I was like, "I don't even think I could name 25 Christmas movies." He goes, "Well, send me your list anyway." I was like, "Oh man,
Oh, I got like 42 right now. I gotta like
jeez."
trim it down. Yes, everyone have a good evening, good morning, good night. Um,
Yes.
until then, I'm gonna sign off and thank you again, sir, for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time. Everybody in the
Yeah,
chat,
same
thank you
here.
as well.
Yes, thank you to everyone in the chat. Until next time, go watch a movie.